Here again on Monday, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.
Friday on Cayman 27 News. A gift from a stranger gives a Cayman Islands woman a new lease on life. Police say there will be no let-up on their crackdown on illegal gambling. And Cayman students honor those who gave their lives in battle. Friday on Cayman 27 News.
I just need to know, whose side are you on? This part's where the experiment really begins. This ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero. Who go home. They're coming. This ain't no place for no hero.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Since 2014, sizable floating rafts of this brown algae have been drifting into the Caribbean archipelago and wreaking havoc in coastal zones, unsettling coral reefs, turtle nesting, and fisheries. Of course, this also disrupts the tourism industry, which relies heavily on the marine environment. To help address this problem, regional governments, NGOs, and private partners have been working with the Center for Resource Management and Environmental Studies, CERMES, a department within the Faculty of Science and Technology at the University of the West Indies Cape Hill campus. The center, which provides guidance, consultancy, and professional services on
Got a health boost in the third quarter.
And the long weekend is here. I'll walk you through a full forecast for all 3 days of it. I'll have that coming up.
And we'll have the latest in local and international sports later in the show. Stay tuned. Cayman 27 News is coming up.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Morales.
And I'm Kafar Augustin. Thank you for tuning in. Cayman Airways today defends the safety record of the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. It's the same type of aircraft involved in a deadly crash in Indonesia, and Cayman Airways expects to have 4 of these type of planes in its fleet by the end of 2020.
Now, in a press release that was issued late this afternoon, CAL says the recent accident should not be considered a reference for comparison with operations at Cayman Airways, and that the aircraft has hundreds of thousands of hours of safe operations. Now, we would also like to say the pictures you're seeing right now are Cayman Airways' current fleet, the Boeing 737 MAX 8s, the first of which is expected to come by the end of the year. Now, CAL has already incorporated procedural and training elements necessary to comply with Boeing and FAA instructions. That after the FAA and the manufacturer issued bulletins emphasizing the need for flight crews to follow procedures in the aircraft's operating manual.
CAL President and CEO Fabian Worms is quoted as saying, "I can give full assurance that our new aircraft will not be delivered or accepted unless it has thoroughly passed all required post-production flight and ground tests successfully."
Now, earlier this week, the first Cayman Airways Boeing 737 MAX 8 completed its first major flight tests. Donating a kidney has been called the ultimate act of charity. Touched by the death of a coworker, an Indiana woman was inspired last year to donate one of her kidneys to a total stranger. Her search for the recipient led her eventually to the Cayman Islands, thanks to a story we ran for World Kidney Day 2017 right here on Cayman 27. And our reporter Joe Avery has more.
It left a huge impact on me, and I wanted to do something and save somebody else's life since I couldn't save Aaron's life that horrible day.
After the sudden death of her 29-year-old friend and colleague, Cherryville, Indiana's Christine Graff says she was inspired to give the gift of life to a total stranger.
In my heart, it was something I had to do, and so I reached out to the Mayo in Rochester, Minnesota.
After some preliminary testing, she was cleared to donate. Not long after, there was a match.
My surgery was at Mayo in Rochester, Minnesota, and my kidney flew to Florida, Mayo, Florida. And I just recently learned that who my recipient's name was.
A quick Google search of that name led her to this Cayman 27 news story from March 2017, featuring then dialysis patient Tisha Thomas.
It is a bit of a challenge having to balance work life, coming to the unit, and personal life.
I watched it, and her name was the name that the Mayo gave me. So, you know, if it's her, I would love to be able to meet her.
Ms. Graff says her donation set off a chain reaction of donations that resonated far beyond a single recipient.
Apparently, my recipient had someone that was okay to donate, but they weren't a match. So the chain started from myself, and it went all the way down, and so far 12 people have received transplants from my donation.
She says while it would likely be emotional, she hopes she can one day meet her recipient and give her a big hug.
So that's why I just received the email, her email address from Mayo, and so I know a name now. I have a name, but I would love to be able to meet her. I would love to be able to meet her and know, you know, where my kidney went. And I mean, I was so blessed to be able to donate the gift of life, and I would just love to be able to meet her in person. That would be great.
Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
We contacted Ms. Thomas through the Health Services Authority. She declined to participate in an interview because, as you can imagine, this is deeply personal for her. Now, just this morning, Ms. Graff said she was thrilled to receive an email from Ms. Thomas and hopes one day the two can meet in person. I'll tell you, Kafara, say what you will about social media. That is a very good story. The world's getting smaller.
That is a great story.
Very cool.
Government's finances registered a significant surplus in the first 9 months of 2018. That's according to the Finance Ministry's unaudited financial report. For the period from January to September, the surplus was $91.2 million higher than originally budgeted for in that period. The ministry attributes the increase to higher earnings from import and stamp duty, as well as tourist accommodations and financial services-related revenues. Also reflected in government's positive figures was a saving of $13.2 million, which is mainly due to numerous vacant posts remaining unfilled, including positions in the fire service and the Workforce Opportunity and Residency Cayman Department. Remembrance Day is this weekend, but throughout the month of November, Cayman will be honoring its veterans.
And over at St. Ignatius Catholic School, students there held a special gathering in their courtyard to honor those who lost their lives in war. Cayman 27's Seaford Russell Jr. was there. He has a story.
Remembrance Day is not just for the past, it's for the future and for the present.
St. Ignatius Catholic School student Laura Murphy says Friday's Remembrance Day tribute at her school was not only to honor veterans and those who died, but to teach young people about the importance of those who fought 100 years ago.
I think it is important for the younger generations to learn what Remembrance Day really is about and why we wear the poppy. So I think for our school to do this annually is very important.
Schoolmate Sharon Roy says sometimes we forget to pay our respects to the ones who gave us the rights of freedom.
Yes, I do believe that people today are not acknowledging this day as they would have acknowledged it 100 years ago when it was their reality.
And she says even though events like Remembrance Day can sometimes be overshadowed, it should still be respected.
Pirates Week is a tradition that's been happening around in this community for a very long time. But that is a freedom that was given to us. What if the war had never ended? What could have happened then? Would we still be celebrating Pirates Week?
She says there are still soldiers on the battlefield trying to ensure that the freedom is not taken away.
Even in today's society, there are so many wars, even though if they don't become as big as the World War, that doesn't mean that those wars are not affecting people's lives, like in Afghanistan, Syria, and all these countries.
Let us learn from the mistakes of the past and work together to build a future where no human being is called upon to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Seaford Russell, Cayman 27.
All right, and this tag coming straight from Seaford Russell. He reminds you, don't forget to salute a veteran if you see one, and wear your poppies in remembrance of those who granted our freedom. Great story.
And over at John Gray High School, students honor the memory of those who gave their lives in battle through a special school assembly.
Principal John Clark shared this video with Cayman 27 on our news hotline. Of course, that's 527-2727. He says student Daquan Smith played the last post on the trumpet after students observed 2 minutes silence at their morning assembly.
And we would like to thank Mr. Clark for sharing that video. And remember, you can send us your videos as well as news tips and photos on the Cayman 27 News Hotline. That number, as Kevin said, was 527-2727.
The Department of Education Services says the bus company has given its narrative of an incident where a dog was struck and killed by a school bus. Cayman 27 brought you this story earlier this week. The DES says, according to the bus company, the bus was traveling on Democracy Drive in Savannah, where the dog was dragging a bag of trash along the side of the road. Somehow, as the bus passed, the dog was struck by the rear wheels. The DES says the driver got out of the bus to investigate, spoke with 2 neighbors who witnessed the accident, and took the children to school. The ministry says the students on that bus were offered counseling.
Children are very sensitive. They can hold that in and it can become a problem years later. So I'm glad the school did something like that because, you know, initially the kids were too scared to say anything because they, you know, weren't supposed to be having cell phones on the bus. But thankfully it was, because it does open up, you know, a lot of food for thought for about a lot of things.
The DES says under new bus company protocol, if an animal is hit, the driver will call to request a relief driver and stay with the animal until veterinary care can be arranged. The RCIPS says they will not let up on their crackdown on illegal gambling.
And they're asking the public to help them in their efforts to stamp out this growing problem. To date, Cayman has recorded 28 illegal gambling arrests, a 300% increase over last year's figures. In 2017, there were only 7 illegal gambling arrests.
Police Media Relations Officer Jody Ampowery says the Joint Crime Unit will continue to fight against illegal gambling.
These kinds of operations which will allow us to hopefully eradicate the issue of gambling and other antisocial behaviors because it does impact our community at large.
Now, Ms. Powery says if you have any information relating to illegal gambling or any other criminal activities, you can call the police tip line. That's 949-7777.
I was so pumped up about that story. I couldn't wait to read off the prompter. Anyway, Joe Avery going to join us now. I'm also pumped for this long weekend, Joe.
And great weather, hopefully.
Please tell me that we can actually
weekend.
get out and enjoy the sunshine and the water and the beach, etc.
Well, I wouldn't want to condone any gambling of any sort, but this is the legal
let's not
kind.
take bets on
so
it,
do you want to take a bet on whether it's going to be a great weekend? Because I would say let's throw some money down on that one because it's going to be fantastic out there.
Tell you what, we'll trade rubber bands. We got a lot of rubber bands in the newsroom.
Or I could give you the last piece of Cayman 27 leftover holiday Halloween candy.
You can put no value. That is invaluable,
it's priceless,
right? Priceless. There you go.
Don't tell Miss Rose I was at her desk going through the candy jar, guys. If anyone knows her, just keep it a secret, guys.
All right, Joe. You're going to be back in about 15 minutes with our full weather forecast. Real quick, things looking okay, things looking good.
Maybe a little chance that, you know, a lot of fireworks going on tonight. You're going to be pretty good, but we might have a little late night drip from the showers. But I think we're going to be good for fireworks and all the hoopla that goes along with it, guys.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Joe. Like we said, Joe will be back in about 10 or 15 minutes with our full weather forecast. And coming right up after this break, SciFX students join in the effort to keep Cayman's beaches clean.
The team over at Sunrise Center put the finishing touches on a special boat.
And get ready, the Buccaneers are coming. Take a look at that. Those stories and more right after this break.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited.
Let Seaboard bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping from Miami, Brooklyn, Houston, and Jamaica, plus small package shipments from Miami and Jamaica. You name it, and Seaboard will ship it. Our excellent warehouse facilities in Miami mean you can consolidate your goods to save yourself time and money. For shipping made easy, call or visit our website today. Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Shipping shore to shore.
Welcome back. It is Friday, and that means it's time to check out what stories piqued your interest on Cayman27.ky this week. Here are the numbers from last Friday through this Friday on our website. An East End woman pleads for help. Nearly 1,500 of you checked that one out. Nearly 1,400 of you viewed our story about a woman rescuing a chicken. All right. Our breaking story about an armed robbery at KFC got nearly 1,000 views. 684 of you clicked on a story about Irishmen arrested for impersonation. Probably most of you just for a good laugh on that one. And can we have our turtle and eat it too? This story blew up, not only on our website, but on our social media with dozens and dozens of comments. We'll bring some of those to you next week. Hopefully 469 of you check that one out. Again, these numbers according to Cayman27.ky.
SciFX students took to the beach along South Sound on Wednesday to clear up plastic debris. It's part of their water sports apprenticeship, which includes a module on the environment.
Cayman 27's Caroline James joined them as they made their rounds on the cleanup. Check it out.
What else we got in here? We got some beer bottles, glass bottles, oil containers.
In 1 hour, this group of 6 SciFX students, supported by teacher Katie Bales and Katie Correa from the Central Caribbean Marine Institute, collected a full bin bag of rubbish.
Atmospheric pollution.
a hunk of fiberglass, the most dramatic discovery.
Boat? Somebody found? Nice.
But it was this six-pack rings that provoked the most concern.
Those things can wrap around turtles' necks and strangle them. It's important that we pick up as much garbage as we can.
By 2050, scientists estimate there could well be more plastic than fish in the world's waters. But with much of that debris washing up on beaches like behind me, the cost to the environment is about more than just aesthetics. As part of their studies, the SciFEX students are learning about the positive changes divers can make to the environment. For Jeremy Federick, Cayman's buoyant tourism industry is under threat if the plastic problem isn't brought under control.
Because tourists here come to look at the beauties of the Cayman Islands, reefs and everything like that. And then if we introduce plastic in there, we might destroy our only method of collecting money.
Of course, not every piece of debris poses a threat to the environment.
Who had a coconut?
Plastic-free beaches in Cayman mean everyone can enjoy the beach, from four-legged friends to sea-dwelling creatures via tourists and locals alike. Caroline James, Cayman 27.
All right, so lesson learned, Kafara. Coconuts not trash. Do not put them in that bag. So we learned something today.
Kevin.
A reminder, if you're inspired to pick up some plastic of your own this weekend, be wary of broken glass, fishing hooks, ouch, and syringes, of course, and other sharp objects that you may find. It's not get hurt.
That's true. And the Pirates Week Committee is also hosting its own cleanup on Barker's Beach. That's on Holiday Monday at 8:30 a.m.
All right, and speaking of, Pirates Week is here, and the Sunrise Center is getting involved for its 4th year. This time, it's going bigger and better. Sunrise staff and partners are putting the finishing touches on the HMS Conch Pearl. Not only is it the Sunrise Center's entry in the cardboard boat race, the vessel will be a part of its parade presence. Now, while the event is a lot of fun for the clients, Director Kim Voden says their safety is priority number 1.
So special modifications have been made to the vessel. We will have a client in a wheelchair as the captain of the HMS Conch Pearl as part of our parade. So we had to make sure that the wheelchair would be securely tied down.
At the helm of the HMS Conch Pearl for tomorrow's festivities, Captain Jewel Frazier. The cardboard regatta is set to start at noon at the South Terminal. You will not want to miss it. Because I'm messing up, Kafara, because I remember a couple years ago we actually put Westar back in the day, put in a couple entries into the cardboard boat race.
That, and we sunk immediately.
Immediately. As soon as we put the boat into the water, it was
seconds.
Like,
yep.
So it was an interesting swim back to shore, but good times were had by all, I'll tell you that much.
Definitely.
Speaking of good times, Jordan Armanese is up next with a check on your sports. Stick around.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
Is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Let Seaboard bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping from Miami, Brooklyn, Houston, and Jamaica, plus small package shipments from Miami and Jamaica. You name it, and Seaboard will ship it. Our excellent warehouse facilities in Miami mean you can consolidate your goods to save yourself time and money. For shipping made easy, call or visit our website today. Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Shipping shore to shore.
27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Welcome back. We start on the pitch after a thrilling win Tuesday versus Guyana at the Under-20 Boys CONCACAF Championship. Cayman would look to get a second win of the group stage Thursday, this time versus second place Guatemala. Now with El Salvador leading the group with 3 wins thus far, a win Thursday would be crucial if Cayman wanted to advance out of the group stage.
After trailing 2-1 going into the second half, Mason Duval would level in the 58th minute, but that is how it would end, 2-2 the final. Now the single point for Cayman would seal their fate as El Salvador would advance with 3 wins thus far. Here's head coach Gilly Seymour on the game.
The match last night was another David versus Goliath match, and unfortunately we went down to a soft penalty in the early stage of the game. But the boys again showed their character and continued to grind it out and fought back and brought themselves back into the game.
Cayman has 1 game remaining Saturday in the group stage versus Curaçao. Now Pirates Week is in full swing. Let's take a look at some of the sports that you can jump into starting today.
That's right, the Pirates Week 5K run just took to the streets of Harbor Drive. You might have missed that one, but bright and early tomorrow, it's the Pirates Week 5K Open Water Sea Swim, 6 a.m. registration with a 7 a.m. start. Then Sunday, morning runners will go to hell and back. It's the 10K run or walk down at Rally Key. Registration is at 6 a.m.
All right, it's Friday, and back by popular demand, here are your top 5 plays of the week.
At number 5, we head to the courts, Under-19 Basketball League, Thrashers, Hoopsters. Thrashers with nice ball movement. Pass goes to Tristan Webster. He fires from 3, banks it in. Thrashers will take this one. Nice touch, Tristan. At number 4, we head to the 22nd Cayman Islands Triathlon. Who else? Patrick Harfield crossing the finish line first. Olympic distance, his 3rd win all time. 2 hours, 14 minutes, 28 seconds. At number 3, we head to the Ed Bush playing field. Future versus Bodentown, round 1 of the Seafood Premier League. Penalty kick for Bodentown's Theron Wood. He fires, but Ronaldo McLean with the save for Future. This one would be key as it was 0-0 until late in the second half. At number 2, more basketball. Blazers Knights. Tasmar Dawkins, our athlete of the week, makes his move, stops and pops. It's good. He'd finish with 30 points, 15 rebounds. Blazers still undefeated. And at number 1, more Premier League. 72nd minute. Bodentown Future. Brandon Ebanks. At midfield, the give and go with Barry Trey Tibbetts. He's all alone, and he makes no mistake. He puts Future up for good. 1-0 the final. Incredible goal by Barry Dre Tibbetts.
Now we end on a sad note as the Caribbean football community mourns the loss of legendary coach Winston Chung Fa as he passed away Thursday in a Florida hospital after battling a lengthy illness.
The Jamaican-born coach was instrumental in the development of football in both Jamaica and here in Cayman. Now, Chung Fa coached both junior and senior men's national teams, as well as clubs Scholars International and Academy Sports Club as their first technical director. Chung Fa received the FIFA Order of Merit in 2012 at the 82nd FIFA Congress for his contributions to the sport. He was 78 years old.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Champion House Restaurant, serving Cayman for over 30 years. Start your day off right with our breakfast, fruits, pastries, hot cereals, entree, and so much more. Stop by for lunch. Our buffet offers salads, soup, entrees, and desserts. Check out our website for details on our new dinner menu. And don't forget about catering. We can customize any menu to suit your needs. Champion House Restaurant, where the islanders dine.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Avery, and it's time for your weekend weather forecast, guys. I'm not going to fancy it up with all kinds of videos and things like that to entertain you. I'm going to just get down to business and get down to good old-fashioned weather on a Friday night, guys. Back to basics here in our lovely Camana Bay studios here at 18 Forum Lane. You can see miles off our coast, we've got some showers. It looks maybe 70, 80 miles to the north there. Some maybe 20 or 30 miles offshore as well. Moving to the west, we do have a slight chance of showers for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and just draw on the screen because that's what I do. 20% chance of late night showers tonight for you fireworks goers. So you might want to keep that in the back of your head. I don't think it's going to surface around 8 o'clock and kind of disrupt tonight's festivities. But later on tonight, or maybe in the early morning hours, you could see some raindrops. Anyway, let's take a look. What will tomorrow be like? It looks like we're going to get the mid 80s right there. Maybe a little hotter feeling than that with some of the humidity out there. But hey, that's the way it goes. The price we pay for our paradise. 30% chance of showers on Saturday. And hey, let's just go ahead and treat you to the 7-day forecast right here and walk you through our extended weekend, because if you haven't forgot, like Kafara, she may show up at work on Monday expecting to read the news, but you know what? We don't have one. So Kafara, please stay home on Monday. You know, we love you, but we want you to stay home. So don't forget about that. We've got Saturday, 30% chance of showers. That carries over into Sunday and Monday. Pretty much an identical forecast for those 2 days, except for on Sunday and Monday, you can throw in a little bit of chance of early morning showers. That is in the forecast from the National Weather Service. Those showers come in either very early or very late at night, Sunday and Monday. So it looks like the daytime's going to be fantastic for a weekend of good vibes. Anyway, with that, going to send it back to Kevin and Kafara, the A-team, over at the desk.
I kind of hope you do show up on Monday. I would love to see you just standing at the door at 6 o'clock, just like, hey, let me in, let me in.
Joe's already told me.
It is a holiday.
I get it.
It is a holiday.
I get it.
Don't go to work, please.
No.
You're going to enjoy this one.
Yes.
Kafara, are you ready for Pirates Week?
I have been waiting all evening for that one when I saw the script. So I've been waiting.
This goes down as one of the better stories that we've ever done here on Cayman 27. It is time to dust off that trusty old eye patch and that Pirates hat. The annual Pirates Week celebrations are upon us.
It's a time when Cayman streets are invaded by the Buccaneers, and Pirates Week Committee Executive Director Melanie McPhail says the excitement is definitely building.
Saturday, we have a slew of activities, including the Pooch Parade, we have the cardboard boat race, the pre-landing, we have the sea invasion with the pirates, and the governor is actually participating this year as well. So truly looking forward to that.
There are a lot of activities happening this weekend, including tonight's fireworks that start in about 28 minutes. Still time to get down there. We've also got the street party tonight, and we've got plenty more festivities tomorrow, including the parade. I'm going to be down there. I'm going to bring the kids down there. Nice. They had a blast last year. Little 2-year-old Austin went like right up to the speakers, which is probably unsafe.
Are they going to be dressed in pirate costumes?
Absolutely, 100%.
Of course, but that goes
And actually, my wife, because she's kind of crazy about this stuff, has a pirate's costume for our dog.
Of course.
It's a 5-pound Pomeranian.
Bear needs a
Bear also has a pirate's costume. Anywho, coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we learn more about International Women's Self-Defense Day, and we're going to hear from Renata Ketchkiss about that. Remember, we want you to WhatsApp us. Any photos, any videos, any news tips. We want to know what's happening in your community. You can WhatsApp us on the news hotline. That number is 527-2727. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Kafara Augustin. November 17th is International Women's Self-Defense Day. It's a day when martial arts instructors from around the world will offer free lessons to women, including Cayman Islands resident Renata Ketchkiss. Renata, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
And what can you tell us about International Women's Self-Defense Day? I mean, is it something relatively new? How long has it been going on?
It's been going on for 7 years.
Okay.
And what happens is on the 17th of November, self-defense instructors host a 2-hour free self-defense class for women around the globe. And we're going to represent the Cayman Islands for the second consecutive year, and we're very excited about it. Basically, what happens is gender-based violence is one of the most widespread and shameful form of violence that affects women around the globe. So on the 17th of December, we're trying to make a stand, and we're trying to find this global epidemic.
Now, what sort of things will women be taught at this class? Like how to defend themselves? Tell us a little bit more about, you know, if women say, all right, I'm going to come to this, I want to attend. What sort of instructions, what kind of tips will you be giving them to help, you know, defend themselves?
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid there's a misconception out there. People think that self-defense means martial art. That martial art is martial art. It's sports. It doesn't have too much to do with reality. When you come to my class, I will talk to you about situational awareness, about recognizing a threat.
Okay.
Yeah, what I normally tell to my clients, that avoidance is the best form of self-defense. Never fight a fight that you don't need to fight. But when you fighting your way out from a potential bad situation is your last resort, you have to fight like your life depends on it. So yeah, physical techniques will be just a small part of the class. It will be more about situational awareness.
And that's for 2 hours, 2 hours on the 17th.
Yes.
Now, where will this be held?
We're going to host this class just down here at Kamana Bay at CrossFit Cayman.
Oh, great, great.
Next Saturday from 11 to 1, and we would like to encourage all women, mothers to bring their daughters, bring their sisters, cousins, best friends, because we are aiming to build a community of strong women.
And why would you encourage any woman to come out to this? You know, we have another week to go, but why would you encourage anyone to say, this is something that would be worthwhile for you to just get these tips and instructions?
I believe in empowering women, and I also believe that we rise up by lifting others. And let me repeat myself, I'm here to create a community of strong women.
Good. Yeah. And how do they get in touch with you if anyone wants to attend? Do they show up? I mean, what kind of times are we looking at again?
They can just come down to CrossFit Cayman. Here we're located at Market Street anytime, and they can just register there. And we would be looking forward to see everyone next Saturday, including you.
Saturday, November 17th. And yes, I will accept that offer.
Super. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we'll have more Cayman 27 news coming up next. Stay with us.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come buy Tortuga fine wine and spirits for all your liquor needs. And taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
Welcome back. I'm Kafara Augustin. Samsung unveiled its heavily anticipated foldable phone to developers in San Francisco this week, and it's urging Android programmers to start writing apps for the project, which it expects to be ready by next year. Reuters' Jan Lani Lee has the story.
Can your iPhone do this?
When it's open, it's a tablet.
Samsung unveiling a prototype of its first foldable phone with a flexible screen at its developer conference in San Francisco on Wednesday. And it's partnering with Google, the tech giant saying we can expect to see a device on the market early next year. Samsung unveiling the design and urging Android developers here to get started building apps for it. The foldable phone offering users a larger tablet screen inside a pocket-sized device, and a handful of smartphone makers have been working on them. China's Huawei has also said it's planning to launch a 5G smartphone with a foldable screen in mid-2019. Both Samsung and Huawei, however, have been beaten to the market by Royale, a Chinese display-making startup. It launched this phone called Flex Pi and showed it to a small group of journalists in San Francisco earlier this week. It'll set you back $1,300, but you can get one by the end of the year, says CEO Bill Liu.
You don't have to buy separate devices, one smartphone, one tablet, or one pad. Now you can just buy a single device, because we don't use glass for the screens. So now you don't have to worry about broken screens.
While this phone isn't as slick as a glass-cased smartphone, the new technology will surely turn some heads when they hit the market. Samsung, for now, isn't giving developers or media a close-up look and touch of the new prototype.
Coming up next, world news and stories from around the region. Stay with us.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
Attention viewers of Cayman 27, the Truth of God television program with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ can now be seen exclusively in the Cayman Islands on this channel every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teachings of Pastor Jennings as he speaks the truth from God's Holy Bible. Tune in every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. for the 1-hour broadcast of the Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings exclusively on Cayman 27. Cayman Informed.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
And news out of Wall Street, the 3 major indexes end down today after a weak Chinese data and volatile oil prices raised concerns about global growth. Reuters' Julia Sun reports.
U.S. stocks ended the day in the red, with technology, energy, and industrials taking a hit from concerns about global growth after weak Chinese data and a slide in oil prices. Bruderman Brothers chief market strategist Oliver Persch.
Well, I think you're seeing a little bit of a sell-off. It's probably mostly commodity-driven as oil prices continue to sink and are signaling a general slowdown in global demand. And that's kind of unnerving investors. Keep in mind that we've had a 750-point rally in the last few days. So all things considered, it's still a good week for investors.
Weak economic data from China sent trade-sensitive stocks, such as Boeing and Caterpillar, into tailspin. Strong U.S. producers' price didn't help as investors worried about rising interest rates. Shares of Activision Blizzard fell on a dismal fourth-quarter outlook. Walt Disney rose after better-than-expected results. General Electric plunged after J.P. Morgan cut price target on the stock. U.S. crude dropped and took the energy sector along for the ride on concerns over rising supply. European shares slipped as mining and oil stocks sold off, but the DAX managed to end the day in the green.
Turning to world news now, hundreds of homes go up in flames in Northern California. This is a fast-moving campfire rips through the area. Tens of thousands of people have been forced to flee, some on foot and some carrying children. Reuters' Eve Johnson reports.
Hundreds of homes incinerated and deaths reported as a fast-moving wildfire roared through Northern California on Thursday. Tens of thousands of people fled the town of Paradise as the so-called campfire swept through with flames as high as 150 feet. The town of 27,000 is located on a ridge with limited escape routes, forcing many to drive through flames in order to get out.
It was just crazy. I mean, I just didn't know if I was going to make it. Both of our driveways were completely engulfed in flames. I mean, we had to drive through. I could feel the heat in my car as I'm driving.
Traffic accidents quickly turned roads into gridlock. I'm so scared. Officials say some people had to leave their cars and run for it, holding children and pets. The blaze began early Thursday and has already ripped through 20,000 acres. Officials are now warning that with strong winds blowing through the area, the nearby town of Chico is also under threat. This year is one of the worst on record for wildfires in California. Flames have already destroyed more than 600,000 acres, nearly triple the 5-year average.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley says North Korea postponed its meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo because they were not ready. Reuters' Ed Giles reports.
But if it does...
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is blaming North Korea for cancelled talks with the US. They were set to happen this week, with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo meeting North Koreans in New York. The US side said the date was being pushed back and gave no reason why. But on Thursday, Haley put the ball in North Korea's court.
You know, North Korea said they needed to postpone it for whatever reason. Secretary Pompeo was ready to come. I have talked with the administration, and basically what we're looking at is they postponed it because they weren't ready.
Haley urged Pyongyang to honour a deal made between Kim Jong-un and President Trump in June. Haley was upbeat. She says she doesn't see a major issue. But the delay is only the latest snag for the Trump administration's plans to get North Korea to denuclearise. And as Reuters' So-Young Kim explains from Seoul, last-minute cancellations are a typical Pyongyang tactic.
It's common that North Korea has cancelled or delayed planned meetings, or sometimes they just do not answer calls from negotiating counterparts. Experts say that is a typical North Korean playbook to show that the other party needs North Korea more than North Korea needs them.
The delay came as both sides are digging in. The US wants Pyongyang to ditch its weapons completely, but North Korea says Washington has to lift sanctions first. North Korea's mission to the United Nations did not respond to a request for comment on the delay.
In regional news, 10 passengers were injured after a Fly Jamaica airliner made an emergency landing in Guyana 45 minutes into its flight in Toronto. This morning, the Chetty Jagan International Airport reopened a few hours after the landing. In a statement, the carrier said the flight returned to Georgetown with a technical problem. Fly Jamaica Airways was certified by the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority in September 2012 and was cleared to operate in the United States by U.S. authorities in December.
All right, we're going to have another check on the forecast in just 2 minutes. Joe Avery is heading down to the studio. Stick around.
Stay with us.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
It's fresh from the garden.
It's that turkey time of year, and Hurley's once again offers the finest pre-cooked turkey dinners in Cayman for Thanksgiving. Get a tender, juicy, oven-roasted turkey with 7 freshly made, savory sides, ready for you to enjoy at the office or at home. It's enough to feed a family of 12 for about $11 each. Don't be left out. Hurley's only makes a limited number of our Thanksgiving feasts. Order yours today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh Thanksgiving with us.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way.
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the satellite picture up behind me on the Cayman 27 weather wall. Some of the sturdiest weather walls you'll ever see in the Cayman Islands, ladies and gentlemen. But we are looking at the weather right now. We had the weather phenomenon. Today was a weak tropical wave. It was passing through the area. It's gone on out to the west. and it's out of the picture. It didn't want to stay around for Pirates Week, but hey, it's just missing out. Anyway, let's take a look at the temperatures and see what is in store for the rest of the evening. Right now, it's cooling down pretty nicely. 82 degrees outside in Georgetown. The rest of the island, let's see how they're doing. And also 82, no surprise, birds of a feather flock together, and the island is only 20-something miles long, so kind of hard to get big temperature variances there. But 90 miles away, we've got the sister islands, give or take, 86 degrees over there, so still a little warmer. They're still waiting for their cool down. And hey, I just know from experience that BRAC weekends get pretty hot, guys. So, yeah, that's probably it. It's probably just the weekend heating things up over there. They get 3 days off as well. Let's see what's next. Is the regional temperatures right there. I almost forgot what was coming next, guys. You'd think I'd do this every day and wouldn't know what's next. I could throw myself a curveball, but you can see 82s, 83s in the Northwest Caribbean. You can see they're cooling off in Costa Rica, the Eastern Caribbean, Suriname, over there in Paramaribo, 82 degrees, 75 degrees in Caracas, and 84 degrees in Port of Spain. Let's take it home with the 7-day forecast. Hey, it's going to be a fantastic weekend, guys. Doesn't even be a better time to be the weatherman than a weekend like this. And we've got Monday off, guys, so don't be that guy that goes to work. I certainly hope that I'm not that person as well. We got some sports next, so stick around, guys.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. That matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Cayman Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Cayman Bay. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited.
Welcome back. I'm Seaford Russell Jr. I'll have your world in regional sports. We start things off in the UFC, where ESPN broke the news today, reporting bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw will challenge flyweight champion Henry Cejudo at UFC 233 in Idaho, California on January 26 for the 125-pound title. Now, if TJ Dillashaw wins the fight, he'll be the third man in UFC history to hold 2 championships at 2 different weight classes simultaneously. He would join the likes of Conor McGregor and Daniel Cormier. However, this won't be an easy fight for Dillashaw, as Cejudo has been undefeated since December 2016. To the pitch, where Arsenal striker Danny Welbeck may be out of action. Welbeck appeared to injure his right ankle during Thursday's Europa League game against Sporting Lisbon. The 27-year-old England international was carried off the field on a stretcher during the goalless game at the Emirates Stadiums. What Arsenal manager Unai Emery had to say on the situation? Here's what he had to say.
And his injuries is also for the mentality with the player, because they look at is a big injuries. But when you are playing football, when you are playing with the competitive matches, can happen.
And in news out of tennis World Championship, Roger Federer has set his sights on achieving a magic number of 100 tour titles with a win at the ATP Finals in London next week. The 37-year-old has enjoyed a good year on the court, having won January's Australian Open as well as 3 Master 500 Series titles. Speaking at a news conference in London today, Federer says he's hopeful he can get a bang of a century.
I don't think it matters really where I win my 100, you know, as long as it's going to happen at one point. That's going to be exciting. I think if I won here, it's more about winning the World Tour finals and not about winning my 100th. You know, I think I love playing this event, always have, ever since I qualified for the very first time back in 2002. That was a massive highlight in my career.
A victory at the finals would make him just the second player in history on the men's tour to win 100 tour titles after Jimmy Connors, who won the 109th. Back to you guys, Kevin and Kafara.
Thanks, Seifert.
Tonight.
A quick happy birthday to Kennedy Bush. That's coming from your friends and family and your wife and kids. Have a great night.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
Let Seaboard bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping